Hello, my name is Marion Burke. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. A voice for all. When I was a young girl, I always knew I learned differently. My slow processing speed was very slow. When someone gave me a lot of information, I couldn't recall it quickly. It often felt like my brain needed more extra time to catch up. While other children were grasping lessons easily, I struggled to understand and to remember what I just have been told. School was challenging. I often felt lost, frustrated, and left behind. Teachers sometimes thought that I wasn't trying hard enough. But deep down, I knew I was trying, and it seemed like my best was never good enough. Through those early years, it felt different in class, as everyone eventually were just so easily to get on. When I moved to a special school a few years after that, the change felt like a relief. The pressure was off and I could finally breathe. I wasn't compared to anyone. But as I grew older, around the age of 12, something deep inside began to change. I started to feel ready to learn again. I wanted to understand the world around me. I felt curious, I felt capable, and a hunger for knowledge. One day, when I was at home sick, I picked up my brother's geography book. I couldn't read all the big words, but I could follow the diagrams about the rain, clouds, rivers, and suddenly things began to make sense. I understood the pictures and how they connected to the world. That moment felt so powerful. I felt I escaped into a different world. That moment was amazing. A world where I knew I could learn in my own way and at my own pace. This was the first time I felt really confident. I realized that I was learning at my own way, not being fast, but a deep understanding on what I was learning. When I returned to school, I was even eager to learn more. I remember challenging the teacher and asking her why could I not go on to a harder book. Instead of being encouraged, the teacher dismissed my request. That moment felt really deeply hurt. I felt invisible again, as my potential didn't matter. By the time I was about 15, my mother decided to get me out of special school. Looking back, it was one of the best decisions that my own mother made for me. I needed space and time to grow and to rebuild my confidence and discover beyond my learning challenges. As years went by, I returned to education, and I was so determined to learn. I had to prove to myself that I could learn just like anybody else. I threw myself into my studies, and I got to achieve my Leaving Cert. I was so determined that I didn't even want to put the book down. I used to I was even told I was like being at a pub where everyone's having their last drinks. It was like me being thrown out of the library because I didn't want to go home. Today, I work with adults with additional needs. And it feels like everything that I went through that led me through this path. I understand their struggles, their fears, and to celebrate their small victories. I know what it's like to feel different, and also know how powerful it is to be understood. Being a slow learner has empowered me in many ways. I shall have challenges that are part of me. That doesn't define me as a person. How I learn to be a stronger person and to keep learning. I use mindfulness and deep meditation. These practices have helped me to stay calm and to focus and to be kind to myself. Most importantly, my journey has turned me to be an advocate. I speak differently for the children and for the adults who learn differently. I believe we need more time, more awareness, and more understanding for slow learners, just as we have done for people with autism and dyslexia. Every parent, every aunt, uncle, grandparent can help to form a committee or a community to help and support and enrich lives of slow learners. Every child, every adult has something to offer. Being a slow learner doesn't define who we are. It simply means we learn differently. We may take a little bit longer, but we often can see things more clearly, deeply, and more thoughtfully in perspective. To anyone who feels left behind, don't give up. Your way is valid. Your own time is valid. I'm living proof and progress is possible. I'm still standing, I'm still learning, and I'm still growing, and so are you. Please check out my other YouTube videos. Here I share about my journey and how we can all support each other and build a community for people as slow learners and give them a voice. It was a pure pleasure to share my experience, and I thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Bye-bye.